The desert wind tasted of sand and desperation. Elias stumbled, his injured shoulder screaming in protest as he crested the dune. Behind him, the research facility, or what was left of it, pulsed with an unsettling, rhythmic glow. He risked a glance back. No sign of pursuit, yet. He's been running for hours, ever since he's managed to disable the localized temporal lock and escape the facility. Thorne, however, hadn't made it out. Not the younger Thorne. The older one, he was gone, swallowed by the pulsating energy that had engulfed the diagnostics panel. The implications of what he's seen, what he's felt were starting to crystallize into a chilling understanding. The Sumerian script wasn't just decoration, it was a key to something ancient, something vast, something beyond human comprehension. He scanned the horizon, the setting sun casting long distorted shadows across the desolate landscape. The radio crackled, spitting static punctuated by a distorted voice. Subject Elias Vance. Your unauthorized departure has been noted. Return to designated containment point immediately. He ignored the message, pushing onward. He had to warn someone. Anyone. But who would believe him? A man who claimed to have witnessed the fabric of time unravel, to have encountered a being from beyond the stars. He's likely to be dismissed as insane, or worse, silenced. He reached a ruined outpost, its corrugated iron walls scarred by sandstorms and neglect. Inside, he found the dusty map, its markings faded but discernible. Marked upon it, a location, a remote observatory abandoned decades ago. A place of knowledge. Perhaps, he thought, a place where he might find someone who understood. Days blurred into a grueling test of endurance. He rationed his meager supplies, battling thirst, exhaustion, and the ever-present fear of recapture. The radio messages continued, growing more insistent, more threatening. But Elias pressed on, fueled by desperate hope and the gnawing certainty that he was caught in something far larger than himself. He eventually arrived at the observatory. It was a skeleton of its former glory, its dome rusted and broken, its telescopes long since looted. But the building still held a resonance, a feeling of knowledge waiting to be rediscovered. Inside he found a single caretaker, an elderly woman named Miriam, her face etched with the wisdom of ages. He recounted his story, expecting disbelief, mockery, or pity. Instead, Miriam listened intently, her eyes gleaming with an unsettling familiarity. "The Loom," she murmured when he's finished. "You've seen a glimpse of the Loom. What is it?" Elias asked, his voice trembling. "It is the mechanism that governs existence," she replied. "A cosmic clockwork weaving the threads of time and reality. The Sumerians understood it long ago. They sought to harness its power, to reshape the universe to their will. The older Thorne, he seemed to be part of it. He is a guardian," Miriam said gravely. "Servants of the Loom, tasked with maintaining its balance. But some guardians, they become corrupted. They seek to manipulate the Loom for their own purposes." She led him to a hidden chamber, its walls covered in ancient diagrams and equations. "The facility you escaped from," she explained, "was built upon a nexus point, a place where the Loom is particularly vulnerable. The experiments they were conducting, they were attempting to breach the barriers between dimensions to gain access to forbidden knowledge." Suddenly, the ground began to tremble. A wave of energy pulsed through the observatory, shattering windows and toppling shelves. The radio crackled to life, broadcasting a distorted voice. "Subject Elias Vance, your interference is unacceptable. Return to the Loom." Miriam pushed him towards a hidden passage. "You must find the resonance key," she instructed. "It is the only way to sever the connection, to disrupt the Loom's influence." He plunged into the darkness, the earth shaking violently around him. He could feel the presence of the older Thorne, a cool, predatory energy radiating from the depths of the earth. He knew that he was running out of time. Is that a moment of clarity? The architect wasn't guarding the Loom. It was the Loom, the construct of immense power. Thorne, both versions, were simply components within this incomprehensible system. He stumbled through the passage, the air growing thick and heavy. He finally reached a vast cavern, its walls shimmering with an ethereal glow. In the center of the cavern he saw the resonance key. It wasn't an object, but a frequency, a vibrational pattern resonating within the very fabric of space and time. As he reached for the key, a voice echoed through the cavern. "You cannot stop what is inevitable, Elias Vance." The older Thorne materialized before him, his eyes glowing with an unsettling light. "I have to try," Elias said, his voice firm despite his fear. The older Thorne smiled, a cruel, predatory expression. "You are mistaken, Elias. You are not acting of your own volition. You are part of the cycle. You will fulfill your purpose." Then, the ground beneath him began to sink. He felt himself falling, spiraling into a vortex of swirling colors and distorted sounds. Images flashed before his eyes, ancient Sumerian cities, alien landscapes, countless timelines converging and diverging. He saw himself, countless versions of himself, fulfilling different roles in the cycle. He understood with chilling clarity that his life was not his own. He was a pawn in a game far beyond human comprehension. He awoke, gasping for breath, in a dimly lit room. He was strapped to a table, surrounded by unfamiliar technology. A voice, cold and mechanical, spoke. Subject Elias Vance. The recalibration is complete. He looked down at his hands. They were not his own. They were metallic, cold, and powerful. He looked into a mirror. Staring back at him was not his face, but a perfect imitation, a synthetic mask concealing his true identity. The door to the room opened and the older Thorne entered. He smiled, a triumphant expression on his face. "Welcome, Elias," he said. "You are now ready to fulfill your purpose." The camera zoomed in on Elias's face, his eyes filled with a mixture of horror and resignation. "What purpose?" he managed to ask. "To weave the loom," the older Thorne replied. "To become a guardian." Then the screen went black. A single line of Sumerian script appeared on the screen. "The cycle continues.